Hello everyone, it's Lauren, and today's video I want to talk about something different than my autism. Another kind of pseudo health issue that I've had on and on throughout my life. Well, as most people that know me well know, that in addition to my autism, I've also had a lot of issues with my ears most of my life, and I have had surgery after surgery, mostly tubes, and one tympanoplasty done, and as well as tonsil and adenoidectomy. My first time that I had tubes, which was when I was 4, so basically that's been a lifetime ago, and I don't remember not having them very often. So, and well, since I was a teenager, I've noticed that every time that I try to change my diet in any way or try to improve my health, like, I will occasionally get vertigo episodes. It's so crazy, or feel like I'm gonna pass out. The first time I got a dizziness episode where I didn't feel good, I was 13, and I had like a migraine episode with it, and it really terrified me. And it was right after I got home from school. And then the second time I had one, it was a year later, and I was a freshman in high school and got really sick and dizzy, and like a big ball was covering my vision in one eye. Then, and I almost fell down, and I was at school, and it was right around lunchtime, and everybody just thought I was having a panic attack, which both of those did trigger panic attacks. So, and I've had it kind of similar episodes on and off throughout my life. And my first true vertigo that I had, I was just turned 20, and I was on a bunch of medication at the time, and it was like a few days after my 20th birthday. And not only was I on a ton of psychiatric medications for my mood swings, but I was also on a birth control pill at the time. And when it first hit me the third time, right when I turned 20, I got like a double vision episode for like 5 minutes, and then after that I got really dizzy and extremely nauseous, and I was weak for several days. It was more intense than any stomach bug I'd ever had. And then I had to rest and stuff, and then it went away, and then it came back again a month later when I was at Carl D. Perkins and it was just really sick and more intense nausea than what any stomach bug would have ever gave me. So anyway, I've had that on and off throughout my life, and so anyway, I had it again. I had it like again for like the 4th time again. It was like back in 2014. And once again, what was I doing then? I was trying to, once again, go on a diet and try to improve my health and cut out stuff from my diet so weird how it happens like that. But, and then again, I started kind of having them 2 years ago. And, you know, every single time that I've ever had those episodes, I've always thought that I was fainting. And I had another episode back in 2023, and it was right after my book got first published, and I woke up in the morning, and Lacey, my sister, had to come and get me out of bed. I was so dizzy and weak that I didn't feel like doing anything. And they gave me an antihistamine, and I went and took my medicine, and I still felt bad for the rest of the day, and I didn't go to, and I ended up making it to my exercise class that evening. So anyway, and I've even had a few episodes at the vendor fairs that I was at, and once again, I thought that it was fainting episodes, and I would try to get myself to do stuff to keep from fainting, like eating some kind of protein bar or drinking plenty of water, and it appeared like it stabilized, and so anyway, my newest episode was at Disney World, and we're getting up early every day, like to get to the parks every day and to boy the lines and all that. And we ate a lot of protein bars, not really any true meals for the first day or so, and there was a lot of change in my routine. So we were getting up early, like 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning, getting to the parks and just eating protein bars and just eating snacks as needed throughout the day. And for the first 3 days that we were there, and I thought, oh, well, I'll be alright. So anyway, we get there on a Sunday night, which is October the 5th, and we go to Blizzard Beach Water Park the next day. No problems there. And so Tuesday, we went to Animal Kingdom, and I took my Atarax, just like I usually do. I ate protein bars for snacks, and the night before, we had went to the Polynesian to go get some food there at a nice restaurant. There was a lot of food. We ate a lot. So anyway, we go to Animal Kingdom. No issues there. I mean, just my typical stuff. So I took Atarax to help me sleep, and I was a little hungover from that. And, you know, we just snacked around and ate like one major meal that day. And then the second day, we did the same thing, and I started feeling really dizzy midway through the day, and I was like, this is weird. So I kept trying to rehydrate myself, and I just got real grouchy and mean and started, you know, gnawing on stuff, because I was like, Lacey, we need, and Mom, I'm like, Lacey, we need to go get something to eat. I am feeling dizzy. And she's like, Lauren, you know, you've been eating a lot. You ate more than we did. Like, why are you feeling dizzy? You're fine. I mean, like, I think, you know, you're just maybe got motion sickness going on. Well, and I was trying to make it through the day, trying not to do anything, trying to eat regular. I was drinking a vitamin B12 drink that my sister had, and drinking water right and left. Was still feeling it, and I'm like, we need to go home. We got to go back to the hotel or something. We need to eat. Like, we need a meal. Like, well, we got stuff to do. We didn't got time to do. Well, which normally I love rides. So I made myself get on all the rides, as many character meet and greets as possible. So we, and the way the Dash Pass worked at Disney parks is it can only have 4 people per family to do it at the same time. So we had to take turns doing the Dash Pass. Like, I would do, whenever we would do it one time, either my sister would do it, and then the next time my brother-in-law would take her place, and vice versa. So that's the way it worked. So we did the Dash Pass twice. For the Rock and Roller Coaster, I only rode it once that day, and because before I left, they got on the Rock and Roller Coaster again, and I got up to it, and I was like, I don't feel good. And I got off of it, and I said, Lacey, there's something, like, I left. And so we went, my mom rode with me back to the hotel, and, you know, I got food there, and I took an antihistamine, and that stopped it. And so anyway, we went to the Magic Kingdom the next day. No problems whatsoever at Magic Kingdom, even though I was still feeling a little sick at my stomach and dizzy. Well, then on Thursday, we go to Epcot. I didn't take anything the night before, like in the way of antihistamines, and I was once again really sick at Epcot. And by the time that we got to the park, I realized I had to go back to the hotel, and I went back to the hotel and slept most of the day until like 3 and 4 o'clock, and I was like, I'm determined. I'm going to ride that, at least ride a couple rides, including their newest roller coaster, to add to my list. And I did, and I rode it, and it was fun. And the next day, well, I was still feeling out of alignment, and I'm still kind of a little bit out of it. I don't personally feel like that was a typical case of motion sickness for me anyway. This was true vertigo, and it just hit me. And I'm praying that it never does this to me again, because I truly thought I was going to pass out. And I'm going back to my ear, nose, and throat doctor that did my latest surgery in a couple weeks. And I'm hoping that my sister goes with me, because my parents aren't going to go with me down there. And I could drive myself, but I don't know that I want to, though. And in the process, I also had a urinary tract infection and had to go on antibiotics while I was down there at Disney World. So we just figured it was a urinary tract infection. My mom said I needed some antibiotics, and she keeps a thing of antibiotics for urinary tract infections with her at all times. And so she gave that to me, and that helped with the urinary tract infection part. And my mom and my sister both agreed that I had probably a urinary tract infection with everything else, so. And I truly love amusement parks, and despite me getting sick with vertigo, I still had all kinds of character meet and greets, and I at least got the 2 roller coaster credits added to my list, and I'm so thankful for that. And I just hope that my vertigo can be treated, so, and hopefully it won't attack me at my next park. Alright, thank you guys, bye.